What's going on, everybody? This is Brandon, just a plane guy, coming back at you with a highly sought after and sought out for model. This is the Cathay Pacific, my first Cathay Pacific Airlines in the Boeing 777-300ER or 367ER extended range. And this is from JC Wings. I was able to get my hands on this model when I went to the Airliners International Convention in Chicago O'Hare last week. And let me say this, if you guys have never witnessed the Airliners International Convention or a collectibles show, you guys will be blown away. It was my first time going to a collectibles show, and it won't be my last. So I was able to get my hands on this airplane. I was able to get my hands on this limited edition model, and this is the Cathay Pacific in the Spirit of Hong Kong livery. As you guys can see from the paint scheme and the colors, it's absolutely gorgeous. I'm based out of LAX. We do get Cathay Pacific, but we get the 777s here and there, but we really get the A350-1000s. But I have never seen in my time of working there or in my lifetime, I've never seen this livery come to LAX. Now, someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but it's just an awesome privilege to have this in my collection. I'm going to try to do more model unboxings. Due to my schedule, it's kind of hard to, keep up these unboxings and bring these things to you guys, but I'm going to try to do my best at getting these models out more. So I'm not going to be before you guys long. Obviously, we have the 777-300ER. Once again, it's the Cathay Pacific in the Spirit of Hong Kong livery. And I have a little bit of information on how this livery came about. So this information is a little outdated, of course, because this livery and this color scheme has been out for quite some time. I'm not sure if they have repainted this 777-300 or I'm not sure if it's still flying. You guys can drop your comments in the comments box below and let me know if this livery is still flying or if they still painted it. But I'm not going to be before you guys long, probably a 10-minute video at the most. So if you guys want to dive into some of the information on this, how this livery came about, I'll read it to you right here. It says Cathay Pacific unveils latest special livery to carry the spirit of Hong Kong around the globe. So from what I have heard, this is the third, I believe the third aircraft in the Spirit of Hong Kong livery. I believe they've had a 747-200, 747-400, and now the 777-300ER in this special livery. So let's get to a little bit of the information. Okay, so this was posted on Monday, December 9th, 2003. So as you guys can tell, it's pretty outdated. But it's always nice to, get some information on how this model came about, how this aircraft came to have this paint scheme on it. So Cathay Pacific Airways unveiled the third edition of the airline's Spirit of Hong Kong livery at a special ceremony held today at Hong Kong International Airport. Well, obviously it's not today, but the new livery marks the climax of the Spirit of Hong Kong campaign run by the airline. Cathay Pacific Chief Executive John Slozar officiated the livery unveiling ceremony held in the hangars of the Hong Kong Aircraft Engineering Company. Guest of honor at the event was Mrs. Carrie Lam, Chief Secretary of the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region Government. More than 200 other guests, including government officials, aviation partners, campaign winners, and their friends and relatives were in attendance. The livery design, painted onto one of the airline's Boeing 777-300ER aircraft, carries the silhouettes of the 110 The Spirit of Hong Kong winners. The campaign was launched by the airline in July in support of the Hong Kong SAR government's own Hong Kong Our Home campaign and called on Hong Kong people to submit creative entries that illustrated the true spirit of the city. The contest attracted an overwhelming response from the public, with more than 5,000 high-quality entries received, all of which demonstrated the true spirit of Hong Kong and what the city means to the contestants. So before I start reading on a little more, let's get a glance at this. Excuse my tripod, I'm gonna get a better one. But right now we have to work with what we can work with. So let's get the tripod going down here. It might be a little, there we go. So if we look at the color scheme right here, you can see all the 110 participants on the livery scheme right there. And that's just absolutely beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Just the detail. I mean, you know, you got the city of Hong Kong in the background right there with the people jumping, twisting, shouting, dancing. Spirit of Hong Kong in the Chinese letters right there. Just an absolutely gorgeous model. And what I like the most is how there's a little person on the bike right here, right near the cockpit windows in the L1 door. I like that. I think that's a special part. I mean, everything else is very beautiful, but I think just that added detail, they take it all the way to the cockpit windows, which is pretty cool. And then also we have those massive GE90s, those engines. See, well, that's one thing I like about any retailer. JC Wings, Gemini Jets, In-Flight. If you have a GE90 engine, put the GE90 on the engine. It just sits well. Now, not every 777-300ER has the GE90 logo. I get that. But if you really want to put that detail, into your models, make it make sense. Put the GE90s on the massive GE90s, okay? All right, so we're gonna zoom out here a little bit. And the box is also nice. You know, we respect the boxes over here. We don't tear the boxes up anymore like we used to do. And then another thing, before I go back into the information, make it make sense. You know, I like a good stand. I love a good stand. Put the name of the airline, the type of plane, the scale, and a nice little plaque with a wood finish. I like that. And that's one thing that I can't say that Gemini does. Now, JC Wings and In-Flight, you guys really take the time to go the extra mile. And that's what I like. I love Gemini Jets, don't get me wrong. But I'm just saying. Okay, so back to the information on this lovely aircraft. Where was I at? Okay, here we go. Cathay Pacific has been the home carrier of Hong Kong since 1946. For six decades, we have been growing together with Hong Kong, supporting the city and its people every step of the way. That's interesting. We will continue to uphold the Hong Kong spirit, support our home, and infuse the city with positive energy as we move forward together, Mr. Slozar said, or added. Okay, at the ceremony, Mrs. Carrie Lam said, Cathay Pacific's The Spirit of Hong Kong campaign echoes the theme of the government's Hong Kong, Our Home initiative launched earlier this year. I look forward to seeing the Spirit of Hong Kong livery spreading the Hong Kong spirit, which values people from different cultures, which is good, backgrounds and generations, and encourages creativity to the whole world. The Spirit of Hong Kong campaign called for entries that best represented the spirit of Hong Kong in terms of the relevance of the message, the ability to inspire, creativity, and presentation quality. 200 weekly winners were selected by public voting, while a judging panel separately selected 100 top winners and 10 champions. A total of 620 round-trip tickets were given to the winners to enjoy trips to destinations around the networks of Cathay Pacific and sister airline Dragonair. Cathay Pacific began highlighting the spirit of its home city in 1997. When the airline created a special livery for one of its aircraft that showcased the Hong Kong skyline in celebration of the transfer of sovereignty. In 2000, the airline unveiled its second Spirit of Hong Kong aircraft, created through a livery design competition. that highlighted the resilience of Hong Kong and urged people to come together to overcome the challenges the city faced. The latest Spirit of Hong Kong aircraft was set to begin its mission soon after the unveiling ceremony, carrying silhouettes of 110 of the city's people to destinations around the world. So that's pretty amazing right there. It's always, like I said, it's always nice to hear the background of how a paint scheme came into play. You know, the dedication and the time it took into this. I don't have all the information about how many gallons or how long it took to create this livery, but you guys can understand from what I just read that it was a lot of love, it was a lot of thought, a lot of effort, a lot of togetherness and thought that went into this special paint scheme. So I'm not gonna be before you guys long. We're just gonna get into a little bit of the specs. Oh, sorry. So let's turn this bad boy around right here and let's go down to these General Electric engines. Let's go down to these bad boys right here. So here we go. We got the GE90 115B engines. And these do spin. I tried them out. I don't have a, let me see if I got something. I don't have anything that can show you guys. Well, matter of fact, hold on a minute. Let me see if I can reach this little. Okay. Luckily, you have some tools around. So let's see if they spin. So yeah, as you guys can see, they do spin. Let's see if the other one spins. Okay. If you guys can see that, yes, they do spin. Excuse my hand. So these are the massive GE90-115B engines. Massive, and you can tell when you got an aircraft approaching with GE90 engines. The distinct sound that the GE90s make, it's unparalleled to any other engine. So yeah, and then we have our raked wingtip wings. That's for, I believe that helps for more fuel consumption or less fuel consumption. We have our main landing gear right here. As you know, a 777 has 3 rows of wheels. And then we have our nose gear right here. We have our antennas. That one was kind of too up high. But look, just look at the coloration. Look at the coloration. Look at that detail. Look at that detail. It's like, okay, if you ever seen a snake, you know how snakes have different colorations, variations. That's how a model looks. And it's just absolutely gorgeous. You have your emergency exit sliding directions down here to, in case of emergencies. That beautiful tail, that iconic tail. You have the registration, B-KPB. The country of registration, Swire. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong with the pronunciation. You have your cargo doors. You have the aft, and then you have the forward cargo door right here. But like I said, what I can't get over is just the design. All 110 participants that won the competition are on here. But my favorite part, like I told you guys, look at that. You have one with a guitar in his hand at the cockpit. My favorite part right here is how they did it right at the cockpit windows. Right here. And then we have the partial registration PB on the nose gear. And it's just a beautiful plane, you know. I don't really have to do too much in this model review. You know, if I just want to leave it right here, we could just leave it right here. So let me get that wheel straight right here. So yeah, and then, you know, it's just a beautiful aircraft. This is my first Cathay Pacific model. Won't be the last. When I'm looking for models, I try to get models that come to LAX and some models that don't come. But I don't just get models to get them. I have to really, I take my time with my models. So let's see what else we can see here. Massive airplane. Very heavy too. We have the APU exhaust right here. We'll go over there to that. We got the APU exhaust. Get my little pointer right here. APU exhaust right here. And shout out to 777 Diehard Forever. You know, he's one of my motivations to do these model reviews, and my brother has a very mean collection. He's got a lot of planes. So if he's gonna watch this, and if he does see this, shout out to you, my brother. So this is the APU exhaust. Of course, the APU housing is underneath. I don't know if you guys can see my little pointer, but APU housing is underneath. Here, once again, we have the registration B-KPB. Country of the registration, Swire. Like I said, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. And then as you guys can see here, we have the whole Hong Kong skyline. We have our sat domes, all the different antennas for Wi-Fi. We have our beacon light. I like how they do it right here. I like how they use an actual little red jewel instead of painting it on. And that's what I noticed in the difference between JC Wings, Gemini Jets, and some other brands. They sometimes don't use, sometimes a lot of people don't use a real jewel. But this is really nice. Yeah, you know, it really adds to the detail. And then, as I said before earlier in the video, we got the massive GE90s with the GE90 logo. You got to have the GE90 logo. Now, I know a lot of 777s don't have it, but it's a nice touch, you know. The GE90s have been out for a while now, so why not, you know, make it make sense. Put the GE90 down there. And then coming down to the left wing, we have our fuel dump valve right here, if you guys can see it. We have our fuel dump valve, and then we have our no-step instructions. We have our flats, slats, ailerons, and spoilers right here. We have our engine stripe right there. You know, and the plane is just gorgeous. You know, I'm just so happy that I was able to get it. You know, I was happy that I was able to get it at such a price. You know, because something like this, you know, you would think, okay, maybe $300, you know, for at the most. But no, I got it for about $120. So it's just massive. My first Cathay Pacific model. You know, if you guys can find this, it's gonna be hard. My advice to you guys would be to come to things like the airliners conventions where they have these collectible shows, because yeah, it's just you know, hard to say when these will be you know, when a new batch will be released, or they'll make a new batch of these. So it's a blessing to have this. It's really cool to have this this in my collection. And yeah, so this is it. I mean, you know, I'm not going to go into a long-winded model review. I hope you guys like it. Please like, comment, and subscribe. We are at 700 subscribers. We just hit that, I think, yesterday. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for all those who are subscribing, all those who continue to support the channel. Let me know if you guys want me to do more of these. I will do more, but I also like to hear your feedback. And then let's just take a look at the box, see what you're going to get if you do find this model somewhere. So we have the front of the box right here, and then also we have the back of the box. Pretty self-explanatory. Still same thing, Cathay Pacific, Spirit of Hong Kong. And then, you know, of course, it also comes with a nice stand. Very detailed, nice brown wood finish. I don't know if it's real wood, but still, I mean, the extra mile, the fact that you put a nameplate, Boeing 777-300, 1/200 scale, the fact that you go the extra mile for that type of thing, can't beat it. So So yeah, this is my Cathay Pacific in the spirit of Hong Kong livery. I hope you guys have enjoyed this model review. I will be doing more. Let me move that out. Let's put that right there. So yeah, let's get one more look at it before we end this video. And you know, I still can't get over how they have it right there. But just simply beautiful, spirit of Hong Kong. And let me know in the comments if this plane is still flying. Let me know. I think it is. I mean, I know the plane is still active, but let me know if the paint scheme is still out there, if it's still on this plane. Drop your comments in the comment section below and let me know. But I will definitely be doing more of these reviews. I just got my Star Wars BB-8 777 by ANA and my Star Wars R2-D2 Boeing 787 Dreamliner. So look out for those. And shout out to everybody who's an airliner geek, an av geek. You know, this is a very, very special time for airplane enthusiasts. You know, a lot of things are coming back to our local airports. People are traveling. So, hey, you know, it's you know, plane spotting is becoming a real big thing, very popular. So give me a like, give me a comment, please subscribe if you like, no pressure. But you know, if you do, go ahead, feel free. And let me know if you like this model review, and I will see you guys on the next one. I probably will be doing another model review. Next one will probably be Wednesday, I want to say. I'll upload it on Tuesday. It should be up Wednesday morning. And that will probably be of the Star Wars 777 by ANA in the BB-8 livery. So like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate you guys. Thank you all for who subscribed already. Let's try to get to 1,000 before September. So yeah, here we have it. One more time, one more look at the Cathay Pacific and the Spirit of Hong Kong by JC Wings, 777-300. Ooh, I was about to say 200. 777-300ER. Very happy that I got this model. I can't stop looking at it. You know, the goal eventually with all my models was to make another airport, a 1 to 200 scale airport. But now I'm just happy with collecting them. It's kind of like, okay, you got it. Now it's like, it's yours. You know, you don't have to go and make a whole model airport, you know, find ground equipment, find jetways, because it's very hard to make an airport with a 200 scale model. Very hard. So I think I'm just happy with collecting them now, if that makes sense. Let me know if you guys feel the same way, because, you know, when you get a plane like this, it's like, okay, now I got to get another one. So, and eventually the goal will be to pass them down to my son or daughter if they like airplanes. And they'll be able to see the collection that their dad, you know, that their dad built. So yeah, I don't know why I keep zooming in on this awesome livery. This is really nice. I mean, compared to the KLM Orange Pride, I mean, this is right up there with it, because this is starting to be one of my favorite liveries now that I'm really paying attention to it. But this is beautiful. And then also, of course, you guys know that's the iconic, what do I like to call it? The iconic bird or dove or symbol of Cathay. So I hope you guys have liked this. We're going to end this review now. Like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate you guys. And until the next one, this is Just a Plane Guy signing out. Soar high, keep aiming for the stars, and I'll see you next time.